I'm not going to pull cards for this message. Quite frankly, I thought I was done for the day. I took myself out for dinner. I had a beautiful night. And I just had an interaction at the store that I just went to that like triggered another message from Spirit. I went into the convenience store by my house, okay? And the guy who runs the convenience store, he's awesome. He's so sweet. He's amazing. His wife or whoever was behind the cash, I had was ready to pay for my stuff. And then I was like, oh wait, I'm going to get a bingo ticket. And I live in Canada. We don't charge tax on lottery bingo tickets, okay? And after I was ready to pay for my things, I was like, no, I'm going to grab a bingo ticket. And then she tried to charge me an extra 50 cents. And I just said, wait a minute, you didn't say that when I was ready to pay for my stuff. I'm like, there's no tax on lottery. Why are you charging me an extra 50 cents? Oh, no. Whatever. I paid the 50 cents. I don't care. I don't need to worry about 50 cents. The message that came through. And it's funny because when this happened, the guy who owns the convenience store, who I usually deal with, was right at the cash watching her being like, what are you doing? This is one of our regulars. What are you doing? This message coming through. If you've been resonating with my collective messages, if you've been resonating with the content I've been putting out very recently, this message is for you. The street that you grew up on, there's been a few deaths, okay? Cancer, whatever, This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. If you've banded together with a group of people to intentionally cause harm, to intentionally gain from other people, the people that you thought were your friends, they're not your friends. I'm feeling like a Diddy situation. They've collected a lot of information on you. They have a lot on you, okay? These people are not your friends, okay? They're actively telling people things that have gone on your residential street, okay? They're telling people things that they shouldn't know, all right? This is a message from Spirit. This is a warning. If you've been involved in these activities, if you have something to say, you better speak up, okay? Because the people that you worked with, the people who you thought were your friends, are now working against you, okay? They're actively contacting people that you intentionally tried to hurt, but you couldn't. This energy is it makes me feel sick to my stomach. This is a warning. This is a warning from Spirit for those of you who may have been involved, who didn't, you're having second thoughts, you're having, and this is not just to save yourself. This is actually feeling guilt and remorse for what you've done, okay? Because if you're coming towards people with the intention of trying to cover your butt, Spirit sees that, okay? You are being watched. Everything you do here. Have you ever heard of the Akashic Records? Have you ever heard of the Akashic Records? Okay? I didn't want to make this video. Spirit pushed me to do it. For some of you, there is something that happened on your residential street multiple times that wasn't a coincidence. Wasn't a coincidence. Somebody made something happen. Somebody knows that they made something happen for whoever to gain whatever, okay? First of all, what you gained and what you did is being taken away from you because you took it in a way that harmed somebody else, that hurt somebody else. Okay? Spirit is truly using, my crown is tingling right now. Spirit is using me to send out a warning to those of you who intentionally go out of your way to hurt people or to do things for financial gain, that either take a life or try and harm somebody. Congratulations. Congratulations. You're about to get all of that energy back in your lap. This is done. This is over. I am so sick of channeling these messages. I almost just swore. I don't swear. I don't like swearing. I'm so sick of channeling these messages. But I know there's somebody out there who's going to come across this video and their heart's going to sink. And they're going to know that what they did is no longer hidden. And the friends that you thought you had while you were doing the things that you were doing, they're not your friends. They're not your friends. I don't know who needs to hear this message. It's time to repent. It's time to pray. It's time to apologize for what you've done. It's time to make an effort to fix what you've done. This is a reckoning. This is an absolute reckoning. Those who continue to walk the path that they have continued to walk, those who have no remorse, no guilt, don't care, prepare yourself. Because what you did, the energy you've been putting out, that's what you're going to get. That's what you're getting. I love you guys so much. Have a beautiful night.